At least I know what the music was, the noise was. It's some Jewish celebration of some sort over on the central square. It is definitely not for me, so I am not going to be checking that out. But I just got directions to a Beer Central where they are supposed to have a lot of good Belgian beer. So let's try it out. Hello from Antwerp, Belgium. This is one of the most interesting cities I've been to, just in the different architecture, great beer, interesting food, and just a very different cultural setting than what I'm used to. So come along with me and see what my day was like. I knew nothing going in to Antwerp. I didn't even know I was going to spend time in Antwerp, but I happened to have a little bit of extra time after visiting Plopsaland, which is a theme park in Belgium that I went to earlier that day. Check out that video if you haven't already. But this is your passport to Antwerp, Belgium. Oh yeah, I'm definitely in the Diamond District. All the jewelry stores, all the Hebrew writing. It makes sense. Do a lot of people ride bikes here or what? Like, this is what I imagined Amsterdam to be like. Antwerp has bikes everywhere, and when you're driving, you have to really watch. Yeah, I've never seen so many jewelry stores anywhere. Kind of shocking how many there are. But I know this is where a lot of them are imported too, so it makes sense. This is definitely the main promenade over here, right off Central Station. Bunch of chain restaurants. Clearly touristy, huge sidewalks. Tons of bikes, park places to rent bikes. I would never try to ride a bike here. It's hard enough to walk and not get ran over by one. But yeah, definitely touristy here. I'm assuming the main draw is coming to buy jewelry. And I had a chicken sandwich, fries, and a drink for €5 at KFC. That's a great deal. We don't have anything like that in the States. It's like $8 at least. Diamonds International, yeah. A lot of brand names over here. But Beer Central is where I got sent to, so that's where I am going to go. I mean, I take hotel recommendations lightly sometimes, but I'm in the tourist area, so I'm probably going to overpay. Might as well go to somewhere with a good selection. Wow, this is the menu for this bar. That's wild. I'm not complaining because I like fruit beer, and wow, do they have a lot of fruit beers. Like this whole page. Normally you get one or two. That's awesome. Just the drafts alone is just a crazy selection. And then you can see how many fridges they have. And this place is huge. And there's an upstairs. This place does volume. I can smell the passion fruit on this beer. And they have a glass just for this beer, which is kind of cool. But Belgium's well known for having a different glass for every kind of beer, which I find impressive, especially with the 130-page menu. The thing about Antwerp is a lot of the tours are only on weekends. I was looking for like a nighttime walking tour. A lot of them are only Fridays and Saturdays. So far, the only ones I can find. All right, I've seen that I have to try the pizza ballen. Sorry for the low quality, it's dark in here. The pizza ballen is like a deep fried meatball of some sort, and served with some mustard. Nice, nice food to pair with a beer. Oh, cool! They also have a bottle shop. Makes sense. So pretty much every restaurant has menus outside. I will say the prices here are pretty shockingly high, which makes sense in a city ran by diamonds. But do keep in mind that the prices include all your tax and your service charge. So by law, they have to include a 15% service charge. And included in the price you see So you do not have to tip extra. If you get amazing service, you can. They won't turn it down here, but you don't have to at all. It's not expected. Also, stark difference from when I was in Panne earlier today. And yeah, English is pretty widely spoken. Actually, the menu there, no, I'm in the tourist area. The menu was in English, and my server came up to me and like talked English before they even knew where I was from. And they were talking English behind the bar to each other. So, very big difference from the towns I was in the last couple days. I don't mind people speaking their own language. I think it's weird, actually, when people speak in English to each other when it's neither person's first language. It's almost like being on a cruise. But as you can see, it's pretty gray here, about 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Not a beautiful day, not an awful day. So I'm gonna go check out the main square, which is the Grote Market. Grote Markt. It's their main square. They do have a Ferris wheel. You can pay about 10 euros to ride. It's not an observation wheel, though. I mean, it moves pretty fast. You wouldn't see much at the top. That's always how you know you're in the touristy part of town. If you can't tell by anything else. Ferris wheels and rental bikes. But it is pretty here in this area. Hopefully I get pleasantly surprised like I did in Lille and started with the ugly part of town. Oh my, look at the cakes here. You know, I don't need dessert right now, but that is one thing almost every country does better than the United States is dessert shops, bakeries, cakes, anything. All we have is freaking donuts and like, yeah, that's really about it. In grocery store cakes. You don't just find bakeries every block. One thing I do find interesting, I saw one driving, like a full-size market. They also have a small one here, Del Hayes, and they're familiar if you live in North Carolina or Virginia because they run Food Lions. With how regional grocery store chains tend to be, it's kind of surprising to see a Food Lion subsidiary, well, the main company, in another country. Also looks like they have a pretty substantial Chinatown. And of course, I'm gonna have to try some chocolate while I'm here. Today or tomorrow. Also, it's okay to drink a beer while you walk around in town. Which is always a nice, fun surprise. Especially because I don't want to sit in one place in a city that I only have a few hours to get a little taste of. Quite interesting that they have a Roosevelt station, and they also, I saw Kennedy Park earlier, so don't know the significance of that, but it's interesting. As with most European cities, just beautiful old architecture everywhere you look. There are some plain buildings, but everywhere I've been in Europe, other than Athens, is just pretty. Like, look at this dome up here. That's crazy. And it looks nothing like Lille did. Looks nothing like Panne did. Everything has its own differences, and they're still building new stuff, or refurbishing anyway. But some of these buildings are, you know, centuries old, and they keep them up. Crazy thing is, this city only has 500,000 people, and even the whole metro area is smaller than Tampa, Florida. Less than about 2.5 million people, less than 3 million people in this area, which shows that they definitely have a ton of tourists, because no way that many people could support an economy with all of this. To be honest, it's like you go to Tampa and the malls are closed. You can't, I mean, you have to drive everywhere to get everything. This looks if you have to put it in American terms, more like Chicago or DC or New York. Not quite New York. But, I mean, almost. It's a lot prettier than New York, I can tell you that. But the people in New York are a bit nicer. I know that shocks a lot of people. Out of all the places I've gone recently, New York City and Lille, France are where I've encountered like just only nice people. Here it's like, okay, you're a tourist, get in, get out. And that's fine. No one's been like rude except for, you know, a crackhead here and there. I mentioned it in another video for another town. But in these old European cities where nothing is northeast, southwest, and GPS sucks. Look, right now I'm walking pretty much north. My arrow shows me walking east. This is not the first time this has happened, and it's added about 20 minutes to my walk. Now, have I seen more of the city? Yeah. Am I fine with that? Yeah. Do I wish it didn't happen? Also, yeah. And there's no such thing as just go straight at the intersection, because the intersections always have like 6 different roads connecting to them. It's never just go straight. It looks like straight on a map, but it's not. So a cathedral may very well be the tallest building in Antwerp. I did literally no research for this trip for a lot of the cities, and that's fine. I'm just enjoying walking around, asking people what I should do. Right now they told me they should go to this market, which is a square, and from there maybe I'll just walk back to my hotel. Maybe I'll find something else, who knows. All right, this is the first wow moment of Antwerp to me. Like, that is just beautiful. I saw from farther back, but I mean, that is just impressive. This has to be one of the tallest churches in the world. I mean, that's at least 500 feet, I would say. It's massive. I'm at 0.6 zoom, you can barely see the top. Wow. So like I said, I did no research. So let's see what this is. Let's see what it's called. I mean, it is the cathedral. The cathedral. Won a 3-star Michelin travel guide. That's interesting. I never knew about this, but it's got the beautiful, beautiful architecture of all the saints around the entrance. That is awesome. And it's a big Catholic population here. I did look that up, which makes sense. I mean, it's one of those imperial countries. That's just unexpected. Just the fact that this doesn't really get talked about, at least not in the United States, really at all. And this is the Grote Markt. I probably am mispronouncing everything I say. This is the main square of the town. Huge imperial building, definitely at least was a government building. Built in 1564. Gold statues on top of the buildings. So yeah, I will say, just like with the city I was in yesterday, I started off with the ugly side, down by the train station, and walked down to the beautiful part. This building was 1628. I like that they put the years on top of some of these buildings. I do love the Belgian symbol, this just mean looking bird with 2 heads. I think it's really cool. This is what I mean by I can't sound out their language. I can't pick apart pieces of it. This word is just complete gibberish to me. Might as well be Chinese. We gesondert Verkehr? No clue. And that's even with the context clue of construction zone. First basketball court I've seen. You don't see many Belgian basketball players making it to the NBA. I'm gonna check on this. I doubt there's any. I was wrong. Tumari Kamara and AJ Mitchell of the Blazers and the Thunders. Blazers and the Thunder are actually Belgian. And they're both pretty good players. They're both good, like, fifth man, sixth man type people in the playoffs. Interesting. Lindener Hotel, right by the central station in Antwerpen, Belgium. That's a nice, pretty lobby. It's a JDV by Hyatt. Never stayed in one of these. All right, this says sauna, so I've got my hopes up. Plus, I got upgraded to a junior suite for free. All right. Oh, this looks nice. They got the German beds going on here. Candy on the bed. Of course, I'll never get an upgrade when I actually have someone with me in a couple days. That's my guess. But I'll take it where I can get it. Got views of not the prettiest city, but views nonetheless. Floor to ceiling window there. Little patio balcony. That's kind of nice. Some wicker chairs. Little TV. Nice little welcome cookies. Well, that's nice. Let's see what's... It's one of those where you got to put the hotel card in to turn on the lights. You enter to the toilet. Then, pretty nice looking bathroom. Nothing special, nothing bad. Of course, all these made with aloe vera. I'm glad I packed a little extra stuff because I have a rare skin allergy to aloe vera. So I prefer not to use things that make me itch like that. Get a couple boxes of water again. I had one at the other hotel and it leaked all over the place. And maybe I'll figure out what I should do in Antwerp for the evening. It's about 5 o'clock right now, so I should have time to at least go out, check out a brewery or something, and see if I enjoy Belgium. Well, I'm not staying multiple nights, or I would definitely do this. Each night you skip room cleaning, you get a free drink at the bar. Isn't that something? One thing I definitely should mention, if you're staying here at the Lindner Hotel, so it's right by the central station, and it shares a parking garage with that central station. Not knowing that caused me to drive around, going the wrong way on one-way roads for about 20 minutes, just trying to find out where to park. They didn't say that in the notes that I saw. So just, if you're staying at Lindner Hotel in Antwerp, park in the train station parking. It is about 25 euros a night, unfortunately, but that is part of Belgian cities, from what I can tell. So this is what I hear outside my room, and this is what I heard when I was walking there. Really not sure what they're going on about, but they're loud and obnoxious. But something else I did not know about, and I noticed it a lot driving into here, is this is the highest concentration of, oh, there's one, of Orthodox Jewish people in Europe. I guess about 2% of the population is Jewish, and most of them are Orthodox Jew. You can see them going by. It's just almost striking how many there were, but I guess there's a huge diamond trade in Antwerp. That's what it's known for. And so, well, that makes sense. Also interesting that I just came from Plopsaland, and Plopsa is who sponsors this station. I think that's what it is, just a sponsored station. Interesting. Wonder if maybe that's a TV channel too. So this is really interesting. They have the relax room. That's just like, this is like a full-on spa room that you normally would have to pay a lot of money for. Like an aftercare room. That's nice. They also do actually have a sauna. Yeah, I can feel the heat from out here. No one's in there, don't worry. Sauna, like a water bucket shower. That's pretty cool. And another relax room for after you get out. Place to just rinse your feet. That is amazing. I'm definitely going to use this. This is a free amenity too. That is, I've never seen this. And of course they have the gym across the way here too. I can hear someone's using the equipment, so I'm not going to film in there. That is awesome. Okay, I'm back in the room and just looked up. This hotel is under $300 a night, which in the largest city in a country, in the center of the city, like right by the central train station, with a free spa. That's a pretty good price. I also found out the Hilton Lille I stayed in yesterday is going for just 100 euros a night. Also really inexpensive. I paid for point for this hotel with points, so I didn't know how much it was. And that's the price like on their website right now for today. Just thought that was interesting. I've been Corbin. See you next time on Passport to the World.